Okay, everybody, we are live right now on YouTube. If you keep seeing me turning my head, it's because I am looking at my other monitor, which has the stream going on YouTube, making sure everything is going smoothly. This is take two. We're trying this again. Like I said the first time, my name is Brandon Parnes. If you don't know who I am the host and creator of the Brandon Parnes Podcast Network. I do a bunch of different shows on there. I am a host. I am an entertainer. I'm a entertainment lover. And this is the first real live show that I've done. And I've went live on Facebook before, but it's been very kind of minute, little. But this is big. So I'm Brandon Parnes, and this is Brandon Parnes Live. So, we are going to talk about the podcast network. We're going to talk about some entertainment happenings, and I'm going to make some plugs. It's kind of the format of the show, but it's going to be evolving. We're going to change. We're going to try and go live every week or so, maybe more than once a week, but when we have some good entertainment happenings and I got stuff going on with the podcast network, that's when you will find me doing this. And I'll always let you know when I'm going live. Mainly check my Twitter. If you don't know what that is, my Twitter is at Brandon Parnes on Twitter. That's where you can find me. And I do most of my updates on there. You can check my Facebook as well, but it's not as reliable as my Twitter, even though my Twitter goes to my Facebook. But Twitter, which is this one, is the one you should be checking for all the updates and whatnot. So, let's start out first with the newest podcast to hit the Brandon Parnes Podcast Network called... Sorry, I have to figure this out. Brandon Watches. Basically, I've been trying to figure out a way to do a TV watching podcast for a while. This is the best one I came up with, called Brandon Watches. Gives me the liberty to kind of format it whichever way I want it to. And right now, we're going one episode at a time with the show Undateable. Today, I will be watching and releasing episode 4 of Brandon Watches, which is on episode 4 of season 1 of Undateable. If you don't know Undateable, this is kind of what it looks like. It stars Crystalia, who you see in the top left-hand corner, and Brent Morin, who is the second one from the left in the middle. And I really love this show. It aired from 2014 to 2016 on NBC, and it's just an adorable, fun, goofy sitcom from executive produced by Bill Lawrence, who you know did Scrubs, and just a fun show. I really enjoy it. And look at my notes here. So that one is up. So the first 3 episodes are up there. And now we move to some recent episodes. A few days ago, I did release the new episode of Buzzed Out with Brandon Parnes, which is my game show podcast, talking about game shows that are no longer on the air or being produced. We just did the game show Taboo. I know I have a lot of graphics. I'm still trying to figure this out, so please bear with me if you don't like it. And also, please be going in the comments, the chat room, and talk to me. I'll be checking over here, seeing what you have to say. Really want to see what's going on. I will say hi right there. And now, just checking my notes. So Buzzed Out over Taboo is up, And there is another Buzzed Out Champions that is up as of a few days ago. This is what Buzzed Out Champions looks like right there. And it was on, I don't know if I made too much for myself. This show called Deal or No Deal. Buzzed Out Champions is where I take a look at triumphs, the champions of game shows that are no longer on the air, or versions that are no longer being produced. Because you can't say that Match Game with Gene Rayburn is still on the air. You can say that it's on with Alec Baldwin, but not with Gene Rayburn. So, not that one. There we go. Still figuring this out, everybody. Not Always a Brick Wall is my podcast about stand-up comedy. I had the honor of going to see the two legends that are Steve Martin and Martin Short at Kansas City Starlight Theater. Where is that image? Right here. Okay. Here it is. Steve Martin and Martin Short doing An Evening You Will Forget for the Rest of Your Life, which couldn't be further from the not truth. It was a very memorable evening. I will remember it for years and years to come. Upcoming episodes of Buzzed Out, like you saw before, we have a show. The next one coming up, which should be released today or tomorrow, is called Balderdash. Aired in 2004 on PAX, as you can see, which is now Ion Television. And interesting show. Obviously, I will talk about it on Buzzed Out, so make sure you're subscribed on iTunes for that. Buzzed Out, or just search Brandon Parnes Podcast Network to get all the podcasts for the show on iTunes. I'm also on Stitcher and Google Play. Brandon Watches is not on Google Play yet or Stitcher, but they will be soon. The other one that you kind of got a glimpse of earlier is Game Show Grab Bag. Game Show Grab Bag is all the shows. There are a lot of shows that I didn't put in Buzzed Out or Buzzed Out Champions. They're from my grab bag. And the next the next game show we're looking at in grab bag is Heads or Tails, which is a UK game show. It is a real game show that lasted for only a very short season, where basically the game is a high stakes version of Heads or Tails. If you know How I Met Your Mother, you know that they didn't parody this show, but they had a fake game show called $1 Million Heads or Tails, first hosted by Regis Philbin, then Alex Trebek, within the mythology of the show. But the UK went ahead and said, okay, maybe they didn't know about this, maybe they did. They said, let's make a game show called Heads or Tails, and they did. Haven't seen any of it really yet. I'm looking forward to. And like I said, Brandon Watches Undateable is episode 4, should be up today or tomorrow as well. Right now, we're going to take a look at all the entertainment happenings. Because I love entertainment. I love entertainment news. I love hearing what's going to be coming up and what's going on. First, some of the big news is that Jon Stewart, the former Daily Show host and comedian extraordinaire, is going to come back to stand-up with not one but 2 HBO specials. Where's Jon Stewart? There's Jon Stewart. That's what he looks like now. That's him a week or two ago at the ESPY Awards. He has a beard now. He's had one for a while. Excuse me. And 2 HBO specials, hopefully debuting sometime later this year or next year. Sooner rather than later, John. We hope so. Next, speaking of stand-up specials, this guy, Craig Ferguson, is taping a new stand-up special for Netflix this time. That's not from this special. It's from one of his second to most recent special. That was for Netflix. The last special he did was for Epix. Now he's going back to Netflix, wider audience. I love it, and excited to hear new material from Mr. Craig Ferguson. Next, I'm a fan of John Mayer. I got to see him at Sprint Center earlier this year in April. Actually, it was on the day his album was released, which is a fantastic album, The Search for Everything. And he's partnered up with Bud Light to do a dive bar tour. and he previewed and did a show 2 nights ago in LA on Facebook Live. It was an awesome show. I want to play a little bit of it for you now. I don't know if this will work. If it does, that's great. If it doesn't, hopefully it will. This is a little snippet. I don't want to play the full thing, but John Mayer and special guest Alessia Cara doing her song with Zedd, Stay, which I really like the song, the Zedd version, very recently. I can't say I love all the new pop music, but I will say Alessia Cara's voice is amazing. I don't know if I really like the song she puts out, but her voice, I've heard her do covers. So cool. Voice is amazing. And it was really cool to hear this cool version of Stay with John Mayer. Here we go.
If you guys know the words to this one, it'd be really cool if we sang it together. Alright, here we go. Waiting for the time to pass you by. Hope the winds of change will change your mind. I could give 1,000 reasons why, and I know you've got to make it on your own, but we don't have to grow up, we can stay forever young. Living on my sofa, drinking rum and cola beneath the rising sun. I could give 1,000 reasons why, but you're going, and you know that all you have to do is stay a minute. Just take your time. The clock is ticking, so stay. All you have to do is wait a second. Your hands on mine. The clock is ticking, so stay. So stay.
So there is a little of that for you. Really cool performance. It's on YouTube. Please check it out. Really cool performance. And speaking of music, if you haven't heard already, this is happening. American Idol on ABC is returning after getting canceled by Fox. And my hero, my hosting hero, Mr. Ryan Seacrest, that's what he looks like right there, will be hosting the show once more. You cannot do American Idol without Ryan Seacrest. As much as I would love to host a show like that, nobody can do it justice as long as he is on this earth. So can't wait to see Idol return with Ryan Seacrest. Apparently, Charlie Puth and sorry, that was the wrong button. Charlie Puth, Luke Bryan, and Lionel Richie are rumored to be talking with producers to be judges. So looking forward to see what the judging panel will look like, including right now we know Katy Perry will be a judge. She's also going to be hosting the VMAs coming up, so we'll be looking forward to that. Finally, to wrap up the entertainment news, sad day the other day for the world of voice acting and animation. Miss June Foray passed away. You know her best as Rocky the Flying Squirrel, and along with Bullwinkle, their villain Natasha, the female female assistant to Boris. But she voiced both Rocky and Natasha, and as you can see, a smattering of other characters. She was 99, and boy, will she be missed. So that does it. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you did join me, this video will be here on YouTube. I'll also be posting it on my Facebook and Twitter pages, so you can watch the show if you missed it. And if you liked it, I'm going to do more either way, even if you didn't. So, right now I'm going to do the plugs of where you can find me. This is the YouTube channel right here. YouTube.com/theofficial Brandon Parnes. Please, again, follow me on Facebook. Like it on Facebook and follow as well. Facebook.com/theofficial Brandon Parnes. Twitter is @Brandon Parnes. Please subscribe to the Brandon Parnes Podcast Network on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. And, as always, you can find the podcast and much more, mainly the podcast, on BrandonParnes.com. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Hope to do it many more times in the future. Brandon Parnes Live, thank you so much for joining me today. And as always, stay tuned for Carson Daly.